Hi guys, welcome back. Thank you for tuning in. My Nickelodeon shirt with all the characters. Thank you for tuning in. Here's Gingy, so cute. All right, so I have to get into another topic that I wanted to tell you guys about today. Something else that happened in this pedophile family. All right, so right now I'm going to share with you here. All right, an individual, okay, that actually sexually abused me when I was 16 years old. All right. Now, his name is Ricardo Negron, also Puerto Rican. The family, the parents, I don't even know if he was born in Puerto Rico. I really don't care. I think he's disgusting. He's perverted, okay? If you ever see this person, please be careful with this person, this individual. He is a sexually perverted person. He groped me when I was 16 years old. I was at his wife's house at the time. Guess who he was married to? Bingo! Bingo! Rebecca la Famosa, which means Becky the Famous, all right? He was married to this other pervert, okay? My so-called niece from my Puerto Rican family, okay? He was married to her. He was, unfortunately, he was married to her for about, since 1990 until about like the mid-2000s, all right? Okay, so they were married, and I know because I walked in their wedding, okay? So this is Ricardo Negron. This is his name on Facebook. Look who he's married to now. Okay. He's married to this lady now. Her name is Della. And she seems to be an extremely well-educated person. Okay. She's more educated than Ricardo. All right. She works in real estate. She's a real estate agent. Okay, guys? And back when this guy was married to my niece, Rebecca, he was always telling Rebecca and our family that he was going to study to be a pastor. All right? He was going to study to be a pastor. Supposedly, back then, he was working for this company called Gray Bar, while my niece, Rebecca, was working. She was going to college and she was working in some kind of a receptionist office. All right, so he's terrible. And look at where they got married at. Metro Life Church of Doral, the place that I mentioned to you guys before. Okay, the place I told you guys about that I started going to down in Miami, in Dadeland, Florida. All right, they have another church campus which is located in Doral, Florida. Okay, this is the church. Metro Life Church, okay, with Pastor Steve and Mary Alessi. Now, why is nobody surprised here? You know what I mean? This is what church people have a reputation, have a rep for doing all the freaking time. Like, they're so perverted. They're always doing perverted things, okay? This Pastor Steve, I know you can't see the picture very well. Pastor Steve has had a father named John. All right, John was once alive. He's no longer with us. But John, Pastor John and Pastor Steve, they used to chase my girlfriends. Okay, they were literally chasing my girlfriends that I knew from youth group at this church. Okay, and they're all buddies. They're all buddies, and they just do terrible things, and they hide behind church. Okay? This is the church I was telling you about, Metro Life Church. Keep that in mind, all right? I have friends that told me that they almost literally got the authorities involved with this church, okay? Because the pastors were constantly chasing after young females, teenage girls that were in the youth group at this church. All right, everybody? Just so you are aware of this church. It's down in Miami, Florida. Metro Life Church. There it goes. All right. They claim to be so holy. They hide behind the cross. And yet they want to be, you know, chasing after teenage girls. Teenage girls. I mean, is this what we do? Is this the right thing? You know, and it's really something, the fact that, you know, all these people, I know them from this church. You know, most of these people from this church don't even talk to me anymore. I mean, whenever I go to this church, I get such a bad vibe. I feel like I'm hated upon because of me exposing them, obviously, you know. And this church is just, I mean, I love this church. I used to love coming here. The pastor's children are extremely well educated. They always say hello, you know. This is the pastor and his wife right here, as you could see in that picture right there. Pastor Alessi and Mary Alessi. They seem like nice people, and their kids are very well educated, because I'll be honest with you, their kids are always saying hello to me when I go to Metro Life Church up in Doral, Miami. Okay. So those are their kids right there. You can see some of them, you know. I really have nothing to say, but some of the people at this church are not really cool, because they won't say hello. You know what I mean? They won't say hello. They won't even acknowledge that you are standing there, that you know, that we were once standing in our faces, you know. They won't even say hello. I don't understand what kind of, you know, church this claims to be. If they claim to be about, oh, we are all about fellowship and friends and relationships, is what they always advertise, you know, but they don't seem to ever say hello. I don't know. But anyway, I found out so many years later, after my niece eventually divorced this man, Rick. We used to call him Rick in the family. I found out that this guy, okay, in this picture, he ended up never becoming a pastor, okay? And I feel as though he is living off of this new young lady that he's married to. Her name is Della Negron, obviously. Della, that's his new wife, okay? I feel like he's living off of her because, hello, she's working in real estate, okay? She's working in real estate, guys. And Rick is just, look what he's doing, for crying out loud. Look what he's doing. He's working in some kind of a, look at this. I'm an Optavia health coach. I love helping people get healthy and be the best version of themselves. Really? You call that a profession? You call that being a professional? Look at his website, awesomelifenow.optavia.com. Give me a break. Give me a break, okay? We had people in our family who were calling him a fat dirtbag. My niece eventually divorced from him because she found out that he was paying prostitutes, okay, to have sex. All right? So don't be surprised to hear it from me that when I was a little girl wearing black biker shorts, this fat dirtbag, Rick Negron, okay, he was freaking groping my butt. He was grabbing onto my butt cheeks, okay? And he's just terrible. He's disgusting. He's disgusting. And, you know, I feel as though there have been more victims out there, okay? Because there were other girls that knew the family and that were in the family claiming, oh my God, Rick touched me, Rick grabbed my butt. I even heard it from the people at the church, Metro Life Church, that he had been groping women, you know? Just unbelievable. And I just can't understand, okay, how he got away with this. How nobody ever came forward and said, hello, police, this man grabbed me, touched me inappropriately. You know, I'm just telling you guys, if you have kids, if you have children or young women that are around you in your family and you ever come to this church, this guy usually sits way in the front with Della. Okay, they always sit way in the front of the church because they act like they're so important. Oh, we're some of the most important people in this church. Oh my God. You know what I mean? And, he sits in the front of the church acting like he's all that just because he's best friends with the pastor, Steve Alessi. And if you guys are ever in Miami and you decide to go to that church, okay, Metro Life Church, I warn you to be careful with this man. All right, guys, be careful with this man because, like I said, he sexually groped me. He grabbed my private part. He touched me inappropriately. Sexual abuse, sexual molestation of a minor. I was 16 at the time, everybody. This dude was about 30 something, in his 30s. Okay, and he did this. All right? He grabbed my butt. Okay? So I'm warning you, be careful with him. Okay? If you ever see him, he likes to live off of women. These people recently bought a brand new house, and I feel like they bought it with Della's money, the young lady in the picture, this woman here. I felt like they got it because she has money. He's like clinging off of her and living off of her. Just terrible. And to think that he was married to this piece of crap. To think that he was married to Rebecca. Ugh, makes me want to vomit. These people are just disgusting. They just disgust me. Back to square one with these people, Angel and Nilsa Almodovar. I must say that they were beating on Lizette and slapping her in the face when she was 23 years old. All right, she was already an adult, graduated from high school, and they were beating the crap out of her, slapping her across the face and hitting her with a belt. All right, treating her like she was a baby, like she was a kid. I witnessed that with my own eyes because I was living in the house with them. All right, so I have tried to warn people about these people, but I haven't been able to get the news out there, about these traces of pedophilia. I mean, it's, to think that they're all involved in church, they hide behind God, but they're doing unholy acts, is just terrible, everybody. Okay, I lost a lot of friends from school because of this family. All right, I lost these people in this family. They knew some people that were going to Metro Life Church when I was a teenager 20 years ago. All right, and sometimes I used to feel like these people were secretly trying to find out about me. Okay, to try to find out who I was associated with in school. So that they could try to talk to them and influence them. And that's exactly what happened, because I never felt like this family ever wanted to see me happy. You know what I mean? And by the grace of God, I have been able to keep in touch with a lot of my friends, thank God. Some of them do stick around from school while I was growing up, but a lot of them just completely stopped, because of this family. It's terrible. I lost some of my really good friends as I got older and went into high school because of this family and the church people all associated together. It's like some of these people from the church were friends with my family, and they all knew each other. And one of the girls who was going to school with me, she knew some of my friends that I went to school with, and I felt like the family completely turned them away from me. Just terrible. Now, if you look at this website, PTL Insurance Associates, you will also be able to see more about, how this family treated me. Okay? This, it describes in a nutshell pretty much exactly what this family did. I felt as though they were only around for the money, because I realized that after I became a full-grown adult, I realized that after I graduated high school, like 20 years ago, they all completely pulled away. You know what I mean? They just all completely pulled away and stopped talking to me. You know what I mean? It's sad, the world we live in. It's sad, the world we live in, but this is a real story. You know what I mean? This is a real story. It's unfortunate, but you know, I have nothing to hide. And I'm glad that I could expose this family because, you know, they are some of the most horrible people in the world. They certainly are. You know, to think that I was adopted by these people and to have accepted the fact that they all chose to completely block me out of their lives and pretend that, you know, pretend that I was never a part of their life, pretend that nothing ever happened between us. It's you know, it's a sad world we live in, everybody. Check out the reviews on this page, everyone, so you understand more about what happened to me. It's terrible what they did, and it's sad that after 20 years they decided we're going to stop talking to her because kids, unfortunately. Okay, so again, everyone, you know, Child Protective Services is some of the most terrible, worst things in the world that could happen to anybody out there. You know? I mean, they completely destroy families, and they don't care about families being torn apart. They are all about the money. The money. You know, it's all a negotiation. Each head of each little kid is worth millions. Everybody banks. Everybody makes money with these kids. You know? They negotiate with children. That's why a lot of them get taken away. You know, when they hear in the ghetto kids being killed or abandoned or what, they jump like hot potatoes. You know, they go and try to find out what kind of money they could get out of that baby, you know, if they were to remove it from the family. So, you know, it's a sad world we live in, but this is a true story. This man, once again, Ricardo Negron, beware of this man. He's a perverted man. Okay, he grabbed me, he groped me, and he sexually abused me when I was a teenage little girl. If anyone has been sexually abused by this man, please come forward. I'd like to hear about it. I would like to hear about it. Okay, this Christian, so-called Christian, Jesus, Christ lover man, he sexually abused me. Okay, and many women at this church. Okay, beware, everyone. Beware. Beware. Okay, there are many perverts in this world that we live in. Okay, have a great day, and if you could see this from a computer, you'll be able to see the pictures of my family, some of my family who just completely disconnected and they have become completely estranged. All right, so be safe out there. May God bless everybody.